The laptop screen glowed with an image that made Rebecca Hartley's blood freeze. Her own face stared back at her. But the body wasn't hers. The video showed her in a compromising position she'd never been in, doing things she'd never done. Her trembling fingers slammed the laptop shut so hard the desk shook. No, 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 no. Her voice cracked like glass. The empty classroom felt smaller suddenly. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead like angry wasps. Outside, students laughed and chatted between periods, completely unaware that their A.P. biology teacher's world was crumbling. Her phone vibrated. Unknown number. Did you enjoy the preview, Miss Hartley? The text message glowed. That's just the beginning. Another message appeared instantly. Check your email. Against every instinct screaming at her to throw the phone across the room. Rebecca opened her email. The subject line made her stomach drop. 48 hours until everyone sees the truth about Miss Hartley. The email contained a single link. She clicked it with a shaking thumb. A website loaded. Black background. Red countdown timer. 46 hours. 23 minutes. 15 seconds. 14 seconds. 13. Below the timer, a message in bold white letters. Drop the investigation into the test scores, or this video goes live to every parent, student, and administrator in Austin. Rebecca's mind raced back to 2 days ago. She'd noticed something strange in the advanced placement exam results. 5 students, all with identical answer patterns. All members of the same group, the Digital Kings. They called themselves, led by Connor Fitzgerald. The 18-year-old tech prodigy, everyone said would be the next Silicon Valley billionaire. Her phone rang. Connor's name flashed on the screen. Hello. Miss Hartley. His voice was smooth. Confident. Too confident for a high school senior. I trust you received my message? Connor. What you're doing is illegal. This is what I'm doing? He laughed. A sound like broken glass. I'm protecting my future. MIT doesn't accept cheaters. Miss Hartley. But Texas definitely doesn't accept pedophile teachers. The word hit her like a physical blow. That video is fake. You know it's fake. Do I? Does anyone? By the time experts analyze it, if they even bother, your career will be over. Your reputation destroyed. Your life. Well, let's just say moving to another state won't help when you're on certain registries. Rebecca's free hand gripped the edge of her desk until her knuckles went white. You can't do this. I already have. You have 46 hours to submit a report clearing my friends and me of any academic dishonesty. Or that video goes live. Your face. Miss Hartley. Your face is now mine. The line went dead. Rebecca sat in the empty classroom for 3 minutes, breathing heavily. Then she picked up her phone again. Her fingers moved with sudden purpose as she scrolled through contacts. Dad? Her voice steadied. Remember those old computer science books you kept from your teaching days? I need them. All of them. Rebecca? What's wrong? I can't explain right now. Just, can you bring them to my apartment tonight? Of course. Sweetheart, but, please. Dad, it's important. She hung up and opened her laptop again. This time, she didn't look at the video. She right-clicked. Properties. Details. She might be a biology teacher now. But her minor in computer science from college wasn't completely forgotten. The metadata was there. Buried but visible. Creation date. Yesterday. Modified. Today. Software used. Deep Face Lab. 7.4. A plan began forming in her mind. Connor Fitzgerald thought he was the smartest person in any room. But arrogance, Rebecca knew from years of teaching, was the greatest weakness of the truly intelligent. The next 45 hours passed in a blur. Rebecca barely slept. Her dining table disappeared under stacks of coding books, printouts, and 3 laptops running simultaneously. She taught her classes on autopilot, maintaining normalcy, while her world tilted off its axis. She discovered patterns in the deepfake Digital fingerprints. Connor couldn't quite erase. Every artist, even digital ones, had a signature style. Connor's was in the way he processed eye movements, the specific algorithm he used for facial mapping. But knowledge wasn't power if she couldn't prove anything in time. 24 hours left. Rebecca stood in front of her bathroom mirror, practicing normal expressions. Smile. Neutral. Concerned but not panicked. She couldn't let anyone see her fear. The school day started normally. First period. Second period. Everything felt surreal, like moving through thick water. Her students asked questions about cellular respiration, while she wondered if this would be her last day teaching. Third period. Connor walked in. He sat in his usual spot, front row center. His laptop opened with deliberate slowness. He made eye contact with Rebecca and smiled. "Good morning. Miss Hartley, you look tired. Everything okay?" The other students glanced between them, sensing undercurrent, but not understanding. "Everything's fine." "Connor, please turn to page 347. Of course, he typed something on his laptop. Wouldn't want any disruptions to our learning environment. Rebecca's phone buzzed. She ignored it. It buzzed again and again. "Miss Hartley," Connor said loudly. "Shouldn't you check that? Might be important." 23 other students stared at her. Rebecca picked up her phone. A new video. This one showed her supposedly drunk at what looked like a school event, making inappropriate comments. The quality was better, more believable. 12 hours. Connor mouthed silently. Rebecca set the phone down calmly. Her hands didn't shake this time. Page 347. Protein synthesis. The class continued. Connor looked disappointed by her lack of reaction. As students filed out after class, a girl lingered. Yasmin Rodriguez. From the IT Club. She approached Rebecca's desk slowly, glancing back to make sure Connor was gone. "Miss Hartley?" Her voice was barely above a whisper. "I need to talk to you. About Connor." Rebecca's heart jumped, but she kept her expression neutral. "Is this about an assignment?" "No." Jasmine looked around again. "It's about the videos. I know they're fake." The words hung in the air between them. Rebecca studied the girl's face. Jasmine was small, quiet, the kind of student who faded into backgrounds, but her eyes held something Rebecca recognized. Determination mixed with fear. "How do you?" "Because he did this before. To my sister. Last year." Jasmine's words tumbled out faster. She was going to report him for hacking the grade system. Then videos appeared. Fake ones. She had to change schools. My parents still don't believe her that they were fake. Rebecca's mind raced. "Jasmine, this is dangerous. If Connor finds out you're talking to me, I don't care anymore." The girl's jaw set. "I've been watching him, documenting everything. I have proof." "Miss Hartley, real proof." "What kind of proof?" Jasmine pulled out a flash drive. "Server logs, screenshots, code snippets. I've been planning this for months, waiting for him to target someone who would fight back. Someone who wouldn't just disappear like the others." "Others?" 7 that I know of. All women. Teachers who gave him bad grades. Girls who rejected him. A counselor who wouldn't write him a perfect recommendation letter. Jasmine's voice hardened. "He calls it optimization, removing obstacles to his success." Rebecca took the flash drive with careful fingers. "Why didn't you go to the police?" "With what? Accusations against the golden boy of Westfield Academy? The kid with perfect grades? Wealthy parents. And a future at MIT. They'd laugh. Or worse. He'd find out and target me next." The two stood in silence for a moment. Outside, the hallway filled with students heading to lunch. "There's something else," Jasmine said. "The Digital Kings meet tonight. Emergency meeting. Connor's paranoid about something. If you're going to do something, it has to be soon." "How do you know about their meeting?" A small smile crossed Jasmine's face. "I'm better at hacking than Connor thinks. He taught me himself freshman year. Before he realized I wasn't interested in being one of his followers." Rebecca pocketed the flash drive. "Jasmine, I need you to be very careful. Don't do anything that might... Her laptop screen flickered, then went black, then displayed a single message in red text. Stop digging, or the next video drops now. Both women stared at the screen. Rebecca's hands hovered over the keyboard. Frozen. He's watching. Jasmine whispered. He has backdoors in all the school computers. The message disappeared. The laptop returned to normal, but the threat hung in the air like smoke. Tonight, Rebecca said quietly, after the Digital Kings meeting, can you meet me? Jasmine nodded. There's a coffee shop on 6th Street. Whole bean. 9:30? I'll be there. As Jasmine left, Rebecca's phone rang. Principal Morrison's name appeared. Rebecca, could you come to my office? We need to discuss some concerns that have been brought to my attention. The walk to the principal's office felt like walking to an execution. Rebecca knew what was coming before she even opened the door. Principal Morrison sat behind his desk, face grave. 2 other people were in the room. Parent board members. Connor's insurance policy. Cite down. Rebecca. Morrison's voice was tired. We've received some disturbing allegations. From who? Rebecca kept her voice level. Anonymous sources. But given the serious nature, perhaps a leave of absence would be appropriate? Just until we can investigate properly. Investigate what? Anonymous allegations with no evidence? One of the board members, Mrs. Shen, leaned forward. We have to consider the safety of our students. If there's even a possibility, there's not... Rebecca's voice cut sharp. Whatever you've been told. It's not true. Be that as it may. Morrison Sahil, the appearance of impropriety. No. Rebecca stood. I haven't done anything wrong. I won't take a leave of absence based on lies. She left before they could respond. In the hallway, Connor leaned against a locker, typing on his phone. He looked up as she passed. Tick-tock. Miss Hartley. Rebecca didn't stop walking, but she did pull out her own phone and type a quick message to a contact she hadn't used in 3 years. Michael, it's Rebecca Hartley. Your old A. P0. Bio teacher. I know you're a detective now. I need help. The response came quickly. Miss H? What's wrong? Can we meet? It's about cybercrime. Deepfakes. I'll be in Austin tomorrow. Coffee? Make it tonight if you can. Please. That's serious? Yes. Pinky's Bar. 8 o'clock. Come alone. Rebecca deleted the conversation and kept walking. 6 hours until the deadline. But she wasn't playing Connor's game anymore. She was changing the rules. The rest of the school day blurred past. Rebecca taught on autopilot. Part of her mind on lessons while the rest planned. She'd been defensive too long. Time to go on the attack. After school, she didn't go home. Instead, she drove to a storage unit on the outskirts of Austin. Inside, boxes from her old life gathered dust. She found what she was looking for in the 3rd box. A laptop, 5 years old but modified. Her graduate school machine, built for processing complex biological data sets. But before biology, there had been code. She powered it on. The familiar Linux boot screen appeared. Her fingers remembered the passwords, the shortcuts, the hidden partitions where she'd stored her old projects, including her thesis project on detecting digital manipulation in scientific images. The techniques were outdated now. But the principles, her phone buzzed. Connor again. A photo this time. Her faculty ID card photoshopped onto an adult website profile. 4 hours. This goes live first. The video follows. Rebecca typed a response. I have evidence too. Connor. Want to trade? The typing indicator appeared and disappeared several times. Then, you're bluffing. Server logs from November 15th, December 3rd, January 9th. Should I continue? Silence. Then her phone rang. What do you want? Connor's voice had lost its smugness. Meet me. Alone. We discuss this face to face. So, you can record me? I don't think so. Fine. Then we both release what we have. See who survives. Long pause. Where? School. Computer lab. 1 hour. If you try anything. Rebecca hung up. She wasn't meeting him in an hour. She had other plans first. Pinky's bar squatted on East 6th, like a neon-lit toad. Rebecca found Detective Michael Morrison in a back booth, still looking like the skinny kid who'd asked for extra credit assignments 6 years ago. The badge on his belt was the only thing that marked him as a cop. "Miss H." He stood, offering a handshake that turned into an awkward hug. It's good to see you, though I'm guessing this isn't a social call." Rebecca sat and pushed Jasmine's flash drive across the table. "I need help. Michael. Real help. Over the next 20 minutes." She explained everything. Michael's expression darkened with each detail. "Jesus, sorry. I mean, this is serious. Federal-level serious. Deepfake harassment. Blackmail. Cyber-terrorism. Depending on how a prosecutor wants to play it. But we need concrete proof linking him to the videos. The flash drive helps. But a good lawyer could argue circumstantial. We need him to admit it. Or catch him in the act. He's too smart for that." Michael leaned back. "Maybe. But you said he's arrogant? Arrogant people make mistakes when they're angry? When they feel like they're losing control. So what do I do? First, document everything. Every interaction. Every threat. Second, we need to analyze these videos properly. I can fast-track them to our cyber crimes lab. But it'll take time. I don't have time. 3 hours until his deadline. Then we need a different approach." Michael pulled out a business card. "This is my partner, Detective Sarah Kim. She specializes in online predators, has equipment for real-time monitoring. If Connor makes another move digitally, she can trace it. And if he doesn't? If he just releases the video?" Michael's face was grim. "Then we damage control and nail him after." "But Rebecca, these cases are hard. Even with evidence. His family has money? His dad owns 3 tech companies. Shit. Sorry. I mean, that complicates things." Rebecca stood. "I have another meeting. Thank you, Michael, for believing me. You're the reason I became a cop." He said simply, "You taught me to question everything. Look for evidence. Think critically. Now go. Be careful. And Rebecca? Record everything if you can." The Whole Bean coffee shop hummed with laptop keyboards and espresso machines. Jasmine sat in the corner, hood up, typing furiously. She looked up as Rebecca approached. "You made it." Relief colored her voice. "I wasn't sure. Connor's been acting strange, erratic." "What do you mean?" Jasmine turned her laptop screen. Security camera footage from school showed Connor in the computer lab, pacing, throwing things. He knows someone's been in his servers. He's reviewing all his security, changing passwords, encrypting everything. "Can you still access?" "No. He's locked me out. But I saved what I could." Another flash drive appeared. Financial records. He's been selling deepfakes. Not just using them for blackmail. There's a whole marketplace. Rebecca felt sick. How many? Hundreds. Maybe thousands. He has folders labeled by state, by profession. Teachers. Lawyers. Journalists. Anyone who might oppose him someday. My God. There's more. Jasmine's voice dropped. He's planning something big. I saw references to Phase 3 and market disruption. Whatever he's doing to you, it's just the beginning. Rebecca's phone buzzed. "Connor, where are you?" "Lab is empty." She showed Jasmine. The girl's eyes widened. "You're not actually meeting him?" "No, but he needs to think I am." Rebecca typed back. "Running late. Traffic. 10 minutes? He'll know you're lying. He probably has your phone tracked." "Good. Let him think I'm panicking." Rebecca pulled out the old laptop. "I need you to do something for me. Can you upload a file to the school server? Make it look like it came from my account?" "What kind of file?" Rebecca smiled for the first time in 2 days. "His own code. Modified. I spent all last night analyzing his deepfakes. He signs them. Digitally. Like an artist signing a painting. He's so proud of his work he can't help but mark it. You found his signature? Better. I found how to forge it." Rebecca's fingers flew across the keyboard. "Every deepfake he's made has the same algorithmic pattern in the pixel noise. undetectable to the naked eye. But once you know what to look for, she turned the screen to Jasmine. Lines of code scrolled past. This is his base algorithm. And this, she opened another window, is my modification. It creates a deep fake of a deep fake, a video that proves the original is artificial. Jasmine's eyes went wide. You're going to deep fake him making deep fakes? No, I'm going to prove every video he's ever made is fake. Retroactively, this code, when run against his videos, exposes the manipulation, shows the original, unedited footage he used as source material. Holy. Sorry. That's brilliant. But won't he notice if we upload it? He's paranoid right now, checking everything. He'll definitely notice. That's what I'm counting on. Rebecca's phone rang. Connor, where are you? His voice cracked with rage. I told you. Traffic. Liar. Your phone is at a coffee shop on 6th. You think I'm stupid? No. Connor, I think you're scared. Silence. Then, low and dangerous. You just signed your death warrant. Digitally speaking. Connor. Wait. Midnight. Everything goes live. The videos. The website profiles. The dating apps with your face. By morning, you won't be able to show your face anywhere. I have evidence. So do I. And mine's better edited. He laughed. High and unstable. You know what? Why wait? Let's give everyone a preview. The line went dead. Jasmine's laptop pinged. Oh no. Oh no. No, no. What? He's uploading something to the school's parent portal. The emergency notification system. Rebecca leaned over. On screen. A progress bar filled. Upload 60% complete. Can you stop it? I'm trying! Jasmine's fingers flew across the keyboard. He's using admin credentials. How does he have, of course? He hacked Principal Morrison's account. 70%. There! Jasmine hit enter. I'm throttling his connection. Slowing the upload. But I can't stop it entirely. 80%. Rebecca made a decision. Let it upload. What? But first, add this to the upload queue. She handed Jasmine a flash drive. My code. Make sure it processes right after his video. Are you insane? If his video goes out, trust me. How long will my code take to process? Against one video? Maybe 30 seconds? 90%. Do it. Jasmine's hands shook as she typed. Quaid, your file will auto-execute once his finishes uploading. 95%. Rebecca's phone exploded with texts. Connor, too late. Everyone will know. Your face is mine forever. 100%. Upload complete. For 10 seconds. Nothing happened. Then Jasmine's laptop chirped. Your code is running. Oh my God. It's working. On screen. The video Connor uploaded began to deconstruct, layer by layer. The fake peeled away. The deepfake of Rebecca dissolved, revealing the original source. A faculty photo from the school website. Innocent. Professional. Unedited. It's sending alerts. Jasmine breathed. To every parent email, digital manipulation detected. Original source recovered. Rebecca's phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? You bitch. Connor's voice was pure venom. What did you do? I proved the truth. Your own code betrayed you. Connor, every deepfake has your signature, and now everyone can see it. It'll destroy you. I'll make 1,000 videos. With what computer? Rebecca asked calmly. Check your systems. Connor. Silence, then frantic typing sounds. Then a scream of rage. Jasmine smiled. While he was focused on uploading, I may have left him a present. A virus. Specifically targeted to deepfake software. It's eating his files as we speak. No! Connor's scream was audible through the phone. My work. My portfolio. You don't understand. I greater. T. Thattery. 2. I. T. We'll hear about this. Rebecca said, along with the F. B. I. You threatened the wrong teacher. Connor. I'll kill you. His voice broke completely. I'll actually kill you. Did you get that recorded? Rebecca asked Jasmine, who nodded. Thank you for the evidence. Connor, see you at school tomorrow. She hung up. Her hands finally started shaking. It's not over. Jasmine warned. He'll retaliate. He always does. I know, but now we're ready. Rebecca pulled out Detective Morrison's card. And we're not alone. Her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number, different from Connor's. You think you've won? Connor was small time. The digital emperors don't forgive, and we don't forget. Management. Rebecca stared at the message. Behind her, Jasmine gasped. The digital emperors. That's not possible. They're just a rumor. A dark web legend. What are they? Supposed to be a collective. Elite hackers who specialize in destroying lives through digital manipulation. Connor talked about them like they were gods. Said he wanted to join them after college. Another text. You cost us a valuable recruit. Time to show you what real professionals can do. Rebecca's laptop screen flickered. Then Jasmine's. Then every screen in the coffee shop, all showing the same message. Rebecca Hartley. 24 hours. This time, no signatures. No evidence. Just annihilation. The screens went dark. Around them, confused customers muttered and complained about Wi-Fi issues. We need to go, Jasmine whispered. Now, as they gathered their things, Rebecca's phone rang one more time. Detective Morrison. Rebecca. Where are you? Connor Fitzgerald just showed up at the police station. He's covered in blood and screaming about how you destroyed his life. He's demanding to file charges. Blood. Is he hurt? Self-inflicted. Punched through his monitor. But Rebecca, he's saying you assaulted him. Says he has video proof. We need to talk. Now, the coffee shop door chimed as someone entered. Rebecca looked up. Connor stood in the doorway, his right hand wrapped in bloody bandages. His face twisted in a smile that didn't reach his eyes. Hello, Miss Hartley, he said calmly. Too calmly. We need to finish our conversation. Behind him, 3 members of the Digital Kings filed in. They spread out, blocking exits. Jasmine grabbed Rebecca's arm. Back door. Move. But Connor was already walking toward them, his bandaged hand leaving red smears on each table he passed. You know what's funny? He said conversationally. Everyone thinks I'm just about the technology. But sometimes the old-fashioned methods work best. He pulled something from his pocket. Not a phone, not a laptop, a knife. The knife gleamed under the coffee shop's warm lights. Connor's smile widened as customers screamed and scrambled for exits. But his eyes never left Rebecca. Everyone out! Jasmine shouted. Call 911. The Digital Kings members didn't move to help their leader. They stood frozen, phones out, recording everything. Connor had trained them well. Document everything. Create evidence. Control the narrative. You destroyed everything, Connor said, taking another step forward. His bandaged hand dripped steadily. 4 years of work, my entire portfolio, my future. Rebecca pushed Jasmine behind her. Put the knife down. Connor, this won't solve anything. Won't it? He laughed, high and broken. You think you're so smart, teaching your little biology classes, pretending you matter. But you're nothing. Just another obstacle to optimize away. The police are already coming, Rebecca said, voice steady, despite her racing heart. Detective Morrison knows where I am. Good. They can find your body. Connor lunged. Time slowed. Rebecca's muscle memory took over. 7 years of competitive judo flooded back. As Connor's knife hand swept toward her, she stepped inside his reach. Her left hand caught his wrist. Her right hand gripped his elbow. Pivot. Pull. Rotate. Connor's momentum worked against him. His feet left the ground as Rebecca executed a perfect SEO nage shoulder throw. But this wasn't a competition mat. This was a coffee shop with hard tile floors. Connor hit the ground with a sickening crack. The knife skittered away across the floor. He tried to get up, but his right arm bent at an impossible angle. The scream that tore from his throat was animal. My arm! You broke my arm! Rebecca stepped back, breathing hard. Around them, phones captured everything. The digital kings stood in shock, their leader writhing on the ground. "Mason!" Connor screamed at one of his followers. "Stop recording and help me!" Mason didn't move. None of them did. Sirens wailed outside. Police burst through the door. Weapons drawn. "Everyone down! Now, I'm Rebecca Hartley," Rebecca said, hands raised. "He attacked me with a knife. I defended myself." Detective Morrison pushed through the crowd. "Jesus Christ. Medics! We need medics!" As paramedics worked on Connor, Morrison pulled Rebecca aside. "What happened?" "Check their phones." Rebecca pointed to the digital kings. "They recorded everything." "We're not giving you our phones," Mason said quickly. "That's fine." Jasmine spoke up. "I already have the footage. Live streamed to a secure cloud server the moment Connor pulled the knife." Morrison looked between them. "Someone better start explaining. Fast." Over the next hour, the truth spilled out. Jasmine showed the detective her evidence. The deepfakes, the blackmail, the systematic destruction of 7 lives before Rebecca. By the time she finished, Morrison's face was stone. "Connor Fitzgerald," he said formally, "you're under arrest for cyber-terrorism, blackmail, assault with a deadly weapon, and about a dozen other charges I'll think of on the way to the station." "You can't." Connor writhed against the restraints. "Do you know who my father is?" "I'll own you. I'll own all of you." "Add threatening a police officer," Morrison said calmly. As they wheeled Connor out, he locked eyes with Rebecca one last time. "This isn't over. The digital emperors will finish what I started. You're already dead. You just don't know it yet." The ambulance doors slammed shut. Rebecca's legs finally gave out. She sank into a chair, adrenaline fading. Jasmine sat beside her. "You okay?" "I didn't mean to break his arm," Rebecca said quietly. "I just reacted. He came at you with a knife. You did what you had to do." Morrison returned. "Notebook out. I need full statements from both of you. But first, what's this about digital emperors?" Rebecca showed him the threatening texts. Morrison's expression darkened further. "We've been tracking that group for 2 years. If Connor really was connected to them," he pulled out his phone. "I need to make some calls. Federal-level calls. You two might need protection." "Protection?" Jasmine paled. "Just until we figure out how deep this goes." Morrison paused. "Rebecca, that throw, where'd you learn that?" "College judo team. National champion. 2015. He whistled low. "Remind me never to make you angry." "Okay. Let's get you both to the station. Safer there." The next 72 hours blurred together. FBI agents arrived. Cybercrime specialist dissected Connor's digital footprint. What they found shocked even the veterans. Connor hadn't just created hundreds of deepfakes. He'd built an entire network. The digital kings at Westfield Academy were just one cell. Similar groups existed at elite private schools across 7 states, all feeding content up to the digital emperors. "It's like a pyramid scheme," Agent Sarah Chen explained to Rebecca. "Kids create deepfakes of their targets. The best ones get sold on dark web markets. The emperors take a cut of everything." "How many victims?" "We're still counting. Over 3,000 confirmed so far." Rebecca felt sick. "All teenagers doing this?" "The foot soldiers are mostly 16 to 19. Smart kids. Gifted programs. All with the same profile. High intelligence. Low empathy. And a mentor teaching them that other people are just obstacles. Can you stop them?" Agent Chen smiled grimly. "Thanks to you and Miss Rodriguez, we've got our biggest break ever." Connor's server had communication logs. Encrypted. "But our people are good. We'll get them." Meanwhile, Westfield Academy erupted. Parents demanded answers. Students who'd lived in fear of the digital kings came forward. Story after story of blackmail, humiliation, and digital terrorism. The school board called an emergency meeting. Rebecca attended. Despite lawyers advising against it, She sat in the back, watching parents rage and administrators squirm. Then Jasmine's sister, Maria, stood up. "You all knew," she said quietly. The room fell silent. "You knew Connor was dangerous. I reported him last year. I showed you evidence. And you did nothing because his daddy donated a new computer lab." "Miss Rodriguez." The board president started. "I'm not finished." Maria's voice grew stronger. "You let him destroy my senior year. You let him drive out Miss Patterson when she tried to fail him for cheating. You let him terrorize anyone who stood up to him. And now you act shocked?" Other students stood, one by one. They shared their stories. Teachers who'd been forced to change grades, students who'd transferred schools. A counselor who'd retired early after deepfakes appeared on adult websites. "We failed them," Principal Morrison said finally. His voice was broken. "I failed them. I saw the signs and looked away because it was easier. Because Connor's family had power, I resign. Effective immediately." The board president turned to Rebecca. "Miss Hartley, we owe you an apology. And a debt. What you did, what you risked. Will you consider staying?" Rebecca stood. "On 3 conditions. 1. Mandatory digital literacy classes for all students. 2. A zero-tolerance policy for cyberbullying that actually gets enforced. And 3. Jasmine Rodriguez gets a full scholarship to any college she chooses." "Done," the president said immediately. "All of it." 2 weeks later, Rebecca stood in a transformed classroom. New computers lined the walls. A projector showed code on the main screen. But the biggest change was the students, 40 of them, all victims of deepfakes or digital harassment, ready to learn how to fight back. "Welcome to digital self-defense," Rebecca began. "I'm not going to lie to you. The internet can be a dangerous place. But you don't have to be victims." She clicked to the next slide. Her own deepfaked video appeared. Several students gasped. "This is what started everything. A fake video designed to destroy my life." But here's the thing about deepfakes. They're just code. And code can be understood, detected, and defeated. Jasmine, now, her teaching assistant, passed out worksheets. "We'll start with the basics. How to spot manipulation. How to protect your digital footprint. How to fight back legally and effectively." A hand raised. "Miss Hartley, what happened to Connor?" Rebecca had been expecting the question. "He's awaiting trial. 27 federal charges. His lawyer is trying for a plea deal. But with the amount of evidence, he's looking at 25 to life." "Good," someone muttered. "No," Rebecca said firmly. "Not good. Necessary. But not good." Connor was brilliant. Imagine if he'd used that brilliance to help people instead of hurt them. That's the real tragedy here. The class continued. Students learned about metadata, digital, signatures, and facial recognition. They practiced spotting fake videos, protecting their online presence, and documenting harassment. Detective Morrison guest lectured on cyber law. "Remember, everything you do online leaves a trail. The bad guys know this. Now you do too." 3 months passed. The digital emperors fell one by one as federal agents followed the web of connections, 63 arrests across 12 states. The pyramid crumbled. Rebecca's class grew. Other schools requested the curriculum. She traveled, teaching teachers how to teach digital self-defense. Jasmine got early admission to MIT.R, ironically taking the spot Connor had coveted. Then came the trial. Rebecca sat in the witness stand. Facing Connor for the first time since the coffee shop, he looked smaller in his orange jumpsuit. His arm was still in a cast. His eyes had lost their arrogant shine. "Miss Hartley," the prosecutor began, "can you describe the impact of the defendant's actions?" Rebecca looked directly at Connor. "He tried to steal my identity, my face, my future. But the worst part wasn't what he did to me. It was knowing he'd done it before, that he would do it again, that he saw people as things to manipulate." Objection. Connor's lawyer called speculation. Sustained. The prosecutor continued. Did you fear for your life? When he came at me with a knife? Yes. But before that, I feared for my career, my reputation, everything I'd worked for. That's what deepfakes do. They make you question reality itself. Connor's lawyer stood for cross-examination. Miss Hartley, isn't it true you physically assaulted my client? Broke his arm? I defended myself when he attacked me with a weapon. But you have extensive martial arts training. You could have restrained him without causing permanent damage. Rebecca's voice stayed steady. I had less than a second to react to a knife attack. I used the minimum force necessary to stop the threat. Would you prefer I had let him stab me? The lawyer retreated. When Connor took the stand, he tried to play victim, claimed Rebecca had entrapped him, that she'd hacked his servers first, that the deepfakes were just art projects. Then the prosecutor played audio recordings, Connor's own voice, threatening victims, laughing about destroying lives, discussing prices for custom deepfakes with the digital emperors. The jury deliberated for less than an hour. On all counts, guilty. At sentencing, victims gave impact statements. Maria Rodriguez spoke about missing graduation because deep-faked photos made her afraid to appear in public. A former teacher described losing her career and marriage. Parent after parent detailed their children's trauma. Finally, the judge spoke. Mr. Fitzgerald, you're clearly intelligent. You could have changed the world for the better. Instead, you chose to weaponize technology against innocent people. You showed no mercy to your victims. This court will show you none in return. 25 years to life. No possibility of parole for 15 years. Connor screamed as they led him away. You don't understand. I was going to be somebody. I was special. No, the judge said coldly. You were a predator. And now, you're a prisoner. 6 months later, Rebecca's book launched, Your Face Is Not Theirs, a guide to digital self-defense. It became required reading at schools nationwide. She stood before her advanced placement biology class. Same room where everything started. But now, a poster hung on the wall. A photo from her judo competition days. Beneath it, a simple message. Sometimes old skills save you in new worlds. Before we start today's lesson on DNA replication, she announced, quick reminder, digital self-defense meets after school. We're covering blockchain verification of authentic media. Jasmine will be joining us via video from MIT to demonstrate her new detection algorithm. As she taught, Rebecca's phone buzzed. A message from Detective Morrison. Another digital emperor cell found. Kids as young as 12 this time. Can you consult? She typed back quickly. Send me the details. I'll bring Jasmine. The fight wasn't over. Maybe it never would be. Technology evolved. Predators adapted. But so did the defenders. That night, Rebecca sat in her apartment. Grading papers. Her laptop chimed. Video call from Jasmine. Miss Hartley, you don't know me, but your book saved my daughter. She spotted a deepfake before it could spread. Thank you for teaching us to fight back. Rebecca smiled and deleted the message. Tomorrow, she'd teach more students, train more teachers, build more shields against digital predators. Connor thought he'd owned her face, but he'd learned the hard way. Some faces bite back. 1 year later, Rebecca stood before Congress. The hearing room buzzed with cameras and reporters. Senator Patricia Williams leaned forward. Miss Hartley, your program has reached over 2,000 schools nationwide. But critics say teaching children to hack is dangerous. How do you respond? Rebecca adjusted the microphone. Senator, we don't teach hacking. We teach recognition, detection, protection. It's like teaching someone to spot counterfeit money. You need to understand how fakes are made to identify them. But your student, Yasmin Rodriguez, she accessed private servers to expose a criminal network that had victimized thousands. If she hadn't, Connor Fitzgerald would still be destroying lives. The digital emperors would still be operating. Senator Williams shuffled papers. Speaking of which, our investigation found something disturbing. Connor Fitzgerald has been running a blog from prison, teaching other inmates his techniques. Rebecca wasn't surprised. Criminals share knowledge. That's why we need to share defense strategies faster than they share attack methods. He mentions you specifically, multiple times. Some might call it obsession. I'm aware. I also know prison officials monitor his communications. He can write what he wants. He can't hurt anyone anymore. After the hearing, Rebecca met with Agent Chen in a secure conference room. We need to talk about Brazil. Chen said without preamble. What about it? The digital emperors had a backup operation bigger than anything we found here. They're calling themselves the digital gods now. More aggressive. More sophisticated. Chen slid a tablet across. The screen showed Rebecca's face on dozens of Brazilian websites, adult sites, dating apps, social media profiles she'd never created. They're targeting you specifically. Revenge for taking down their American operation. Rebecca studied the images. Her hands stayed steady, but her jaw tightened. How good are the fakes? Next generation. Powered. Almost undetectable without specialized equipment. They're learning from Connor's mistakes. No digital signatures. No consistent patterns. Each one is unique. So what do? We want you to go to Brazil. Teach their federal police your methods. Set up programs there like you did here. Rebecca laughed. Short and sharp. You want me to paint a bigger target on my back? We want you to help us end this Plasgresinadason and Probers. You're the only person who's successfully taken down a digital emperor cell. They fear you. That's why they're attacking. What about my students? My life here. Jasmine can run things for a semester. She's more than ready. And Rebecca? There's something else. Connor's little brother just started at Westfield Academy. Rebecca's blood ran cold. Tell me he's not. Not yet. But he's been asking about the Digital Kings. Trying to recruit new members. Says he wants to restore his family's honor. He's 14 years old and already showing signs. Teachers report he's been photographing female students without permission, creating Instagram accounts with manipulated images. Nothing illegal yet. But the pattern. Thursday came. Rebecca's digital self-defense class filled up as usual. She was about to begin when the door opened. Dylan Fitzgerald walked in, laptop under his arm. The room went silent. Students who'd been victims of his brother tensed. Is it okay if I? Dylan gestured to an empty seat. Rebecca nodded. Welcome. Today we're learning about ethical disclosure. What to do when you find a vulnerability. How to report it without exploiting it. Dylan Sut opened his laptop. And for the first time since Connor's arrest, Rebecca felt hope. Maybe cycles could be broken. Maybe faces could be reclaimed. Maybe the future could be different from the past. Her phone buzzed. Agent Chen. Brazil approved. You leave in 2 weeks? The digital gods won't know what hit them. Rebecca smiled. Connor thought he'd owned her face. The digital emperors thought they'd own her fear. They were all about to learn the same lesson. Some faces don't just bite back. They teach others to bite too. And that terrified them more than any code ever could.